You're listening to the Free to Be Mindful podcast, which invites you along on a journey to learn of mindful living, grow in mental health, and inspire through personal growth. In a world where we can often feel much stress and overwhelm, this podcast provides bite-sized tips and real talk conversations, empowering you to embrace mindfulness and nurture your full potential. I'm your host, Vanessa de Jesus Guzman, educator, licensed professional counselor, entrepreneur, and mom. I'm passionate about helping others live life with peace of mind and ease of heart without losing their, well, here we go. Hello and welcome to episode 163 of the Free to Be Mindful podcast. I hope that you're feeling good, looking good, and doing better in this world than you were yesterday. So taking it back to a collective experience, during the time of the pandemic, we all experienced, to a degree, hectic surroundings and almost experienced life on a complete pause. Regardless of how old you were or how old your kids were or family members, we all learned different things about ourselves during this special, so to speak, this special time that we all experienced from about 2020 to 2022 or so. We learned how to grow up differently, how to celebrate things in a very different way, how to navigate relationships for the good and sometimes for the worse. Some people had children during this time and had to navigate how to raise a child without their support system around. And on the other end, some people experienced loss during this time and had to navigate that process a little bit more secluded than they would have. Some started new jobs, ended jobs, balanced schedules, moved to different places, experienced much more of nature, and hit different milestones at different parts of their lives. And again, that looked different than PC or pre-COVID. And no matter how our lives looked like during the past few years, one thing's for sure, we all experienced so many changes, and some of them were positive, while others may have brought perhaps pain, worried thoughts, or other strong emotions. And when life gets so busy, now, putting the pandemic aside, when life gets so busy or even so different, we must take time for ourselves. And sometimes this time can be just a few minutes on our own, but sometimes we need more than that. Sometimes we need more than just a few minutes or than just the shopping trip to Target just because, or than just the going out with friends or family to get away. Sometimes we need to get away in a different way, and that can be in the form of a retreat. Now, the type of retreat can vary in a bazillion different ways, but really it tends to be an experience or an event that provides a break from the daily hustle and bustle, from your lifestyle to focus on some sort of perhaps mental or physical or emotional wellness initiative. And in some other ways, they're a great way to actively work on personal development, mental well being, physical relaxation, all while learning and growing because you remove yourself from the everyday and provide yourself the opportunity to maybe be still or to engage in an activity when you're not still, but to do something different. So, as you know, mindfulness is my jam, as I say. And I didn't just want to read up on it on Google and then teach it to other people. I really wanted to learn from it and become a certified mindfulness instructor. So, not only did I know it as a concept, but I embodied it. And for that reason, I enrolled in a program in mindful schools, which at that point, back in July 2019, they used to provide a 5-day retreat to learn about mindfulness. And they did tell you ahead of time that it would be a silent retreat. So, my friends, I went in there with magazines and books and a journal, and I thought, this is perfect. I don't have to talk to anybody. I am just going to be mindful in the way that I thought would work for me by reading, by journaling, and I was okay with the silence. Well, I was greatly surprised when their definition of silence also meant that in addition to not talking to anyone, there was no internet, There were no phones, meaning you were not able to turn your cell phone on. There was no reading books. There was no journalings. There was no distraction of any kind, just you and your thoughts and yourself. And it was quite an experience, one that I wouldn't change or take back, but one that those 2.5 days of complete silence with no distractions were a little bit getting used to because we're so used to being distracted and our attention pulled in a million different directions that there's barely anyone that spends time with zero distractions. And that's what this retreat provided. I was able to get more in touch with myself. I was really able to become friends with myself, which I know sounds weird, but sometimes we know ourselves on a skim layer, but I was really able to dig underneath all that. The retreat was in the Garrison Institute in upstate New York, and it was beautiful, surrounded by nature. So, getting in touch with nature, really appreciating the things that we most often glance over or don't even pay attention to, like the insects and the bugs, and the way that the trees look like, and the clouds, and the sunrise and sunsets, and all those things that we may pay attention to for a moment because again, we have so many distractions, but when we don't, we really get to take it all in. It was really, again, a magical experience that may sound a little off-putting to some, but I'm so glad that I had that experience because it has helped me on my mindfulness journey. So that's a little bit of my story with retreats, but there are so many different types of retreats. It doesn't mean that you too have to spend 2.5 days in silence. And it doesn't mean that you'd even have the same purpose. But I hope that if you ever go on a retreat, it would be beneficial to you. So let's talk about that. How can retreats be beneficial to you? What kinds of retreats are there out there? What are their purpose? And why would you even want to attend one? Retreats are amazing for a lot of different reasons, and they have a lot of different benefits. They can be used for personal growth and self reflection because they give you a break from the everyday hustle and bustle. And in a time where the world can be filled with so much stress and it can be overwhelming and we can experience complicated situations and relationships and emotions, retreats are just a great way to disconnect and realign. They can also help you learn more about yourself and ask questions that perhaps you may not even give yourself the time to think about them or to answer them. And these questions may include what brings you peace? What makes you happy? What are some of your core values, goals? And even if they're not asked by the retreat intentionally and poignantly, you can still think about those things on your own when you are disconnected from your everyday. And by being introspective, you learn more about yourself, which is the aspect of curiosity when it comes to mindfulness. You can become curious about yourself when you get yourself away from all the noise, and you can really begin to think about how is it that you want to foster your inner capabilities to be the best version of yourself. By using retreats as a means of personal growth and self reflection, it can also lead to more self awareness, more positivity, and more clarity within a world of sometimes that can be confusing. Retreats also help you focus on your physical and your emotional well being. There are a lot of different types of retreats, and sometimes they do focus specifically on physical wellness. So, some physical activities that can help you put your mind and body at ease, whether it be yoga, meditation, good eating habits, relaxation tips, anything like that can have a lot of benefits. And since a lot of retreats do prioritize wellness, this provides practice and opportunities for enhancing your well being. Because maybe the answer that you're looking for lies in a personal practice that you can learn at a retreat and then implement in your daily lifestyle, or maybe it encourages you to make a change within yourself. And mindfulness is huge. Even if you don't go on a mindfulness retreat specifically, you would be practicing mindful living to a degree whenever you go on any types of retreats. Because one of the key goals of various types of retreats are to help you focus on a specific thing. And as you know, the meaning of mindfulness is focusing on the right here and right now. So when you're focusing on one thing, That's practicing mindful living. And when we are so often caught up in the cycle of doing, and experiencing certain overwhelming emotions that we think are normal and that we think are okay in our everyday lives, it can be really easy to get caught up in our minds and worry more about the past or worry more about the future. But when we incorporate mindful living in our lives, we can find inner peace. We can enjoy the present moment. We can become curious and learn more about ourselves or people or the world around us and gain gratitude towards everything that we're blessed with. Retreats are also great for fostering a community. One of the best things about figuring things out is being able to figure it out along people who share similar goals or perhaps similar thoughts or experiences as you. Retreats offer the chance for events and activities that can lead to new friendships or a sense of connection with others, which can really be a timeless gift. Understanding others, whether they be on a similar path as we are or whether they be completely different, can widen our worldly scope and knowledge, which can help us see things from other people's perspective. And it can really help us with the curiosity aspect of mindfulness as we learn more about others and in turn, more about ourselves. Retreats can also build skills and knowledge because they usually have creative or innovative workshops, guest speakers, and sometimes they're tailored to whatever the focus of the retreat is, which can help us build new skill sets or learn more about certain experiences or things. And it can help us utilize that newfound knowledge to our advantage and in our personal growth. It can also help us find a renewed sense of focus that we can use for our responsibilities outside the retreat, whether it be personal goals for our careers or maybe just passion projects, anything of the sort. And it really fosters an environment for openness, understanding, navigating, and gaining clarity. And when it comes down to it, retreats are just a great way to try something new. Sometimes we get really caught up in our routines and in our safety bubble, so to speak. But how about if you're given a chance to break out of that routine? Would you take it? Retreats can be a great way to try new things. It can be a great way to experience perhaps new places, new events, new experiences. Because whether you're looking for something casual or something more luxurious, consider retreating with others so that you can receive a personalized experience and become more refreshed as a result with whatever it is that fits your style. And do your research, of course. See what kinds of retreats are out there, what sounds interesting for you, and think about what might you be seeking should you retreat. Whether the objective is to relax or to grow spiritually, to work on physical or mental growth, to meet new people, or to learn about yourself, or maybe a combination of everything, retreats can provide a new outlook and encourage you to try new things. So, all in all, retreats are a great way to build your sense of self, your sense of surrounding. It can be a great way to heal from perhaps past traumas or intense worried or sad thoughts. Or it can give you strength. It can connect you with like minded individuals. And it gives you the opportunity to embrace a happier and healthier version of you. And my friends, that is why I am so excited to be bringing you the first Amiga Moms Retreat from November 4th to 5th, 2023. Amiga Moms is a platform which I have founded specifically for 21st century moms that provides a supportive network and educational events to help mothers become more patient and mindful moms. So since its inception in 2019, Amiga Moms has had conferences, in-person events, ongoing virtual Real Mom Talks, as we call them, which are like virtual support groups for mothers. And now we are ready to bring you an in-person retreat in the Poconos. We are so excited. It's just a one-night retreat, which can be a perfect getaway for moms who are just looking to relax, as there will be plenty of time to relax, but who are also looking for that personal growth, for that personal development that can lead them to maybe answer some questions that they've been thinking about, or lead them to learn new things about themselves, and definitely lead them to connect with other like-minded moms. And when it comes down to it, whether you're a mom yourself or you have a mom or no mom, you know that moms are superheroes. But even superheroes with the most glorious of capes need breaks from their daily hustle and bustle of life. So if you know someone, or if this is resonating with you, if you're looking for a place where you can fulfill a dream of connecting with like-minded women, or if you need a space to just refuel your cup with really good energy and really good food, as there will be a private chef on staff, and if you just need time to enjoy some glam and some self-care, Amiga Moms is offering an elevated retreat experience that is providing fun, relaxation, and really a time for you to remember the woman who you were before becoming a mom. So if you'd like more information on that, I invite you to visit the brand new website, amigamoms.com. So friends, whether it is the Amiga Moms retreat or any retreat that fits your specific needs, know that if you're looking for the time to relax, and if you're looking for a place where you can learn, grow, and inspire, a retreat might be just the thing that you're looking for. And if you're unable to get away for a day or for longer spurts of time, I invite you on these short guided meditations at the end of each podcast to take just a minute or two, retreat from the everyday to give to yourself, because you indeed do deserve it. So right now, regardless of where you are or what you're doing, take a moment to reflect on the message you just heard and think about an experience that either was a retreat that you went on, or that was like a retreat, providing rest and relaxation. Perhaps it was an actual getaway or vacation where you got a chance to literally disconnect from everything. Maybe it was just a weekend getaway down the shore, or maybe just a day visit to a spa, or even if it was going out to coffee by yourself and taking a seat to just people watch for a little while, or going to a park and experience the sunset, or even taking in the trees swaying. Retreats can look very different depending on your interests and your goals. But know that you're worth giving yourself the time and the space and the love that can help you become a better version of you. And as you think of the idea of a retreat, whether it be something fast-paced or whether it be something that provides you the opportunity to just slow down, remember that mindfulness isn't about crisscrossing, sitting down, putting your fingers out, and meditating all the time. But leading a mindful life is just finding gratitude in that moment where you're in, even this moment right now, appreciating the things around you, and evolving your mind to become more curious about yourself and about the world. Because, my friends, remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Have a great week.